ugly
here.
candle and had follow through.
All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is July
after the
24th,
Tuesday and Wednesday,
2025. My name is John Carignan.
All is
I am
not
the
lost.
lead
It's one
instructor
bad candle,
here at the
and
BYOB
we'll see what
Trading Room.
happens.
That is the day
T2122
trading
is
service
way
for the
back
hit and
down
run
in the
candlesticks
mid-range.
family. Let's go
Is
take a
no
look
longer
at some charts and
overbought.
see how I did today. Let's see how I
It
made
is
some
on the
money
upper side
here.
of the
All right, so I
mid-range.
traded
Is about
these
64.
0 DTE calls right here.
That's about
637. Expected move was up to 636.50. We never quite got there. All right, right up there. That was the move. We got up 3 times, and then looked like the market's kind of rolling over after this triple
good
top
luck, sir.
on the
I hope
10
you
minute.
make her.
Well,
All right, so you can see all I did
right?
was just buy the lows of the
They
candles
get
and sell
their
off
giddy
on
up
the
on
highs.
those.
Just buy
To
the
get
lows,
from
sell
5
the
cents to
highs
$5.
all day long. That's it on those. 0 DTE, 639 calls. There was very little trend today. You can see on the 10-minute chart. Got a little 10-minute uptrend right there. It didn't last long.
Or
And then it got
tickers that you want me
crushed.
to
Went
look
back
at.
under VWAP and then back over
Otherwise,
VWAP, then
we'll call
under,
it a
then
day.
over.
Let's
You can see
just for
nothing really
grins.
happening that was exciting. Nothing really ran away with price today. Okay,
Advanced
we
declines
stayed inside
down.
of a. You can see here
Absolute prep is
634
down. Looks like
up
it
to
hit a downtrend to
636,
me.
a $2 range. All right, so all we did
50
was
cents by
waffle.
November.
All right, you see
Okay.
like the little pockets inside a waffle. Well, that's all we did. We just waffled back and
One
forth,
10x at a time.
up and over VWAP.
That's
here.
how
So
you
can see
eat that elephant
SPY
one
on
bite
the
at a
10
time.
minute right there. All right, on some 640 calls. All right,
Okay, guys, let's call this a
till
day.
expiration.
Everybody have a great
you can
night
see here's
tonight. As I
price
said,
action.
Rick should
All
be
right,
back
4
tomorrow.
to
If not,
640
I will
calls.
be here.
Again, just
And,
buying the lows and selling the highs of those
either way, I
candles
will be here
as
during the
price
day.
waffles back and forth over VWAP.
You guys have a
expecting
great
and
night.
looking
Get
for
something good to
a
eat,
positive
something
breakout.
sweet for dessert,
Okay, you can see price
and sleep
got
well.
like a
We will
wedge
see you guys
trend
tomorrow.
up there, and then we just broke it there at the last minute.
Take care.
Okay, it was
Who
looking
knows? We'll
bullish all
see
day
if
long.
it can.
If you go over to the right, to the left, all right, and we pan out a little bit, you can see on the 10-minute chart.
See if it can
zoom out a
hold
little bit
up.
more. You can see we got to move up, and we held the higher ground.
After the
Moving
conference
over
call
to the
here
right.
today.
Okay, so move up and hold the higher ground up here to the right. All right, let's take a look at a few more. Okay, got some 640 0 DTE calls. Again, they weren't much. All right, you can see I traded them down here and sold them up on top. Next product
Let's
was.
see, it looks like revenues 12.86 billion. They were looking for 11,
Okay,
a little
some
over 11
635,
billion.
1 DTE calls.
Computing
Again,
revenue
just buying the lows and
7.9
selling the rallies
billion
as price
versus
ripped up over
7.38
VWAP.
billion.
All right, so buying the lows,
on,
selling the rallies
computing.
up there. Okay, and then I got some.
I missed the top line in there.
0 DTEs right here again, buying the lows, selling the rips up above. All right, to get out of those. All right, and then 640 7 DTE calls. Okay, you
So
can
that
still
they're
see I have
canceling
some
and
of those
consolidating
left.
international
Again,
plans to direct more
sold the
capex
rallies and
stateside.
tried to reload, sold the rallies again, and then I sold
Intel
off my
had,
position.
let's see, their
Coming into
top
the
line
close,
estimates were above,
looking
it
like
says,
price was going
above
to dip a little bit lower, looking to
expectations.
reload
So
at a better spot. Okay, so there's the 7 DT, 22 DTEs. Okay, sold those off up here.
going
All
a
right.
little higher there on Intel.
You can see price rallied up.
Let's take
okay,
a look
sold it
at
off,
some of
bought
the
it back. And then I just
405s. We got
unloaded them all right
Newmont
here.
reporting.
Okay, so I got
That's moving
got out
higher
of all
here.
of those 7 DT. Those are 22
Gold
DTEs.
miner moving up.
Or those are 7.
Decker's big pop there.
22 DTEs. All right.
Trying to break
Then
out
we
of
got,
this consolidating
15
bottom
DTE,
here.
DTEs made 550 on those
Big
640
move there in
calls.
Deckers.
Again, buying the low, trying to sell the high, didn't quite work out.
Boyd
Had to
Gaming.
double down, and
Also
just broke
popping
out
higher.
there on break even. Okay, so just not much going on there. Just close the rest of those out. Looking at this triple top, maybe
Sky
a
West.
possible move lower. We'll see what
Popping
happens.
higher. Hey, we're
okay?
getting better
So
results
that's it
today
for
than we
me,
did
for
yesterday.
Today, right? Did trade some
At least better
Taiwan
reactions.
Semiconductor. Okay, up
DLR is
here.
trying to go a little bit higher.
Find that chart. No, that's not it.
Nothing there yet.
Why does this want to? Okay, so I traded some Taiwan
there yet.
semiconductor, and I wound up making about $200 on that. That's it. Then I got some Intel calls that did not go anywhere today. They actually decayed.
Pop and drop there on Scholastic.
That's it. That's my day for today. Okay. Actually, I did well, but it was not fun
But
at
I gotta
all.
say, overall,
Just
good
buying the
afternoon,
decay
DLR.
and then selling the rally, buying the
looking very
decay,
good.
having to double down
Real
2
estate
and
trust.
3 times, and then selling the rally
where
back
Hyatt
up. It was
Hauser
not
doesn't
fun
come in
at all.
until
All right, for me, it wasn't fun.
4:35.
All right, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna stick around
there's
for
the trades for
that.
today. Let's take a look at the market now. All right, so let's push
Oh,
this
so now
out
Skywest
of
coming
the
back.
way. All right, you can see on the 10-minute, got a 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. Notice
Boyd's
this
still
is the
looking
rubber
good.
band candle.
Decker's
The price
looking
is not
awesome.
broken through right there.
Newmont looking
Notice
good.
The big spike candle, and all
Intel.
of these are still attached to VWAP.
Well,
This would be the rubber
doesn't
band
suck.
candle. And failure to break the rubber band candle on the low side, that keeps me bullish on the long side. All right, so there's 10-minute.
A little bit of green there. Let's see if it's moving
Still got a
anything
2-hour
in the
uptrend coming into the
NASDAQ.
close.
NASDAQ's a little bit higher after
See
the
the yellow
close.
3 EMA on top of the 8 EMA. Price moves
SPY's
up.
a little bit
holds
higher.
higher ground up there. On the daily
Diamond's
chart,
not so much.
still in an uptrend. New all-time high for SPY today. Weekly chart, still in an uptrend. New all-time high for the weekly, of course.
So
If
there
there
we
is on
have
the
it, guys.
daily,
If
there
you've
is on the
got
weekly,
any
okay?
questions for
So
me
it's
before I
fine.
go,
Monthly, still in an uptrend.
give me a
so
shout.
what do I like?
If not,
I like
I'll
I like
see you
the
all
10-minute
first thing tomorrow morning.
uptrends. Okay.
And we will
I like a
see if we
10-minute
can get
uptrend.
a little bit more
That's
motivation
ripping
in the
away
market.
from VWAP. All right, that's inside of
I don't
the
know.
2-hour
It'll be interesting to see.
uptrend. That's inside the daily uptrend. That's inside the weekly uptrend. That's inside the monthly
I think there's a
uptrend.
chance we
I
can
like
go
all
either
of that.
direction.
Over
So
the
just
prior
gotta be
all-time
prepared for
high or
both.
the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, that's
Everyone
my
take
favorite
care.
trade right
Have a
there.
wonderful
that 10-minute
afternoon.
uptrend that's inside the 2-hour uptrend. That's my favorite trade right there.
be careful,
That's
be
inside
safe.
all of those
I'll
higher
see you
time
back here
frame
bright and early tomorrow
uptrends.
morning.
That means I got like all my sales are
everyone.
just filled with
Appreciate it.
wind, and it helps keep
Take care.
pushing that stock or that security up higher and higher. Okay, so there's SPY. All right, so game plan today was, you can see price breakout over here. All right, I said I was looking for a continuation of the 10-minute uptrend. All right, I was looking for a decent green candle. So here was, see what that candle that was right here, first green candle. All right, nice green candle right there. Bought into that and traded it up here to the upside. Did not trade the pullback here. Traded this pullback up to the upside. Did not trade this pullback down here. Okay, so there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. Traded this uptrend and the breakout up here. Okay, SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ. All right, QQQ did the same thing. All right, just moving over to the right. That's all it did. All right, didn't get going anywheres. Okay, stayed in like looks like a $2 range from 564 up to 566. Again, just waffling back and forth over VWAP, over and under it. Okay, on QQQ. For the daily chart, let's take a look at this with the scratch. Okay, QQQ is that I think QQQ puts in a new all-time high. So the high there is 566.24. The high there is 566.06. New all-time high for QQQ. So that's bullish and in an uptrend, just like SPY. Let's take a look at FNGU. Okay, FNGU puts in a new all-time high today. Okay, again, bullish gap up. That's your clue. All right, higher low, higher high. You can see it. New all-time high for FNGU on the daily chart. Okay, so there's drop the mic. It doesn't get any better than that. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow was ever so close yesterday to attacking the all-time high, which is right here. Okay, you can see price action is still holding the higher ground up here. That's bullish. Okay, we're up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish and still in an uptrend. Diamond Dow, IWM. Okay, IWM puts in a lower high, lower low, closing inside of a bullish trap. That's bullish. Over the 17, that's bullish. Holding the higher ground up here, that's bullish. Up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, so that's in the upper third, so that's bullish and still in an uptrend right there for IWM. Technicals, T2122. Well, we fell out of the overbought zone that we spent the day in yesterday. Camped out inside the buy zone for a little bit and then spent the rest of the day inside the buyer's chop zone, okay? Making a little micro lower highs and lower lows, okay? Notice we didn't take out this low, so that's still bullish up there. On T2123, okay? Bullish gap up, not filled by the bears. There's another clue, all right? We're bullish for the day. So T2123, 15-minute chart. You can see price action, buying from the beginning of the day almost to the end of the day. Then they took an early leave here. Right here you can see two red candles coming into the close on T2123. Again, bullish gap didn't get filled. Bullish gap didn't get filled. Another bullish gap that didn't get filled. Up over the rising 200 SMA. That's bullish. Look at the 3-bar chart. Again, just like the 15, higher lows, higher highs. That's in an uptrend. Okay, again, we put in a new rally high for T2123. See on the 15, okay, that's a new rally high. This was the rally high yesterday. Well, this is a new rally high today. Okay, so price action bullish up here, new rally high. Look at it on the 3-bar chart. Okay, you got a low down here, got a higher low, we got a high, and we're making higher highs. That's bullish and in an uptrend. Up over this 200 hooking 200 SMA, so that's bullish. FNGU, all right, buying from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Okay, bullish gap up, just like T2123. All right, back up over on and on top of the 200 SMA. As you can see, you look over here to the right, you got price action. All right, is moving up. What is wrong with this? Okay, moving up and holding the higher ground. Okay, so moves up. Okay, it moves up and then it holds the higher ground. That's bullish. Okay, very much bullish up there. Okay, you're up over the 200 SMA. You're up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Don't forget you put in a new all-time high for FNGU today. Okay, all right, so that's very bullish up there. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. First sector we'll take a look at is, let's go to the game plan here. Let's take a look at XLE on the daily chart. All right, XLE just neutral. Again, it's not in the upper third. It's not in the lower third. Okay, so up, down here, this is going to be bearish. Okay, up here, okay, this is going to be bullish. Right here, this is just neutral. All right, just neutral right through there. Okay, you can see price action today, not a bad performance. Again, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish cross, that's bullish. Over the 17, that's bullish. Over two downtrend lines, that's bullish. But underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, okay, so it's just neutral. Again, we're still in an uptrend, got higher lows, making higher highs, so we're still in an uptrend. Okay, still moving up, just moving over to the right. Okay, so XLE, not in the upper third, not in the lower third, just neutral. Again, XLE got a habit of moving up and giving it up. See, they get on top of all-time high anchored VWAP, then they give it up. Up there again, give it up there again, gave it up. Even they come down, all right, to zone 1, and they even gave that up, okay? So they're just neutral, XLE. USO's in an uptrend. Okay, not in the upper third, so it's just neutral. All right, still in the uptrend because it's got higher lows and higher highs. Okay, if it was in the upper third, it'd be bullish. Right now, it's just neutral right through here. Okay, so USO on the daily chart, just neutral. All right, let's take a look at UNG. Okay, UNG in a downtrend. All right, UNG putting in a higher low and a higher high, but closing underneath a bearish trap underneath the 17. All right, you're looking at inverse head and actually a bearish head and shoulders right here. Okay, so you've got triple top crown, that's your head. Okay, you got a double top over here, that's your right shoulder. Double top there, that's your left shoulder. You got the neckline right here. We came back and tested it, failed to close candles over it. All right, so we're looking for a price to come down here and extend and test these all-time lows down here at the bottom, down there. So UNG's in a downtrend, all right, and it's bearish. It's down in quadrant 1. Okay, so it's obviously in the lower third. Again, you can see price action, all right here. Okay, series of lower highs, all right, and then you can see a series of lower lows. See 4 lows, and then you make 1, 2, 3, 4 lower lows right there. So that's a downtrend. Okay, that's UNGs. Take a look at GLD. GLD is bullish, all right, it's moving up and it's holding the higher ground. Again, that's my favorite move, is the move up and then over to the right, okay, because that takes an incredible amount of strength to do that. All right, so that shows you how strong it is. It's moving up and holding the higher ground, not just for 5 days. Look at the strength going on here. It's up there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, going on 4 months now, holding this higher ground up there at the top of quadrant 4. It's building a massive launch pad, okay? You can see this launch pad. After this launch pad, when it becomes ready, usually the next move is a lift off to the upside, all right? So that's what we're looking for. Massive launch pad being built up there. Very nice, okay? That's GLD. You can see still in an uptrend, got higher lows right here, and we got higher highs. Here's a high right there. Okay, you got a high here, high, higher highs all up there. Okay, so that's an uptrend right there. Okay, let's take a look at silver. All right, silver put in a new 13-year high yesterday. Today, put in lower high, lower low, closing over a bullish trap and over the 17 up at the top of quadrant 4. That's bullish. It's still in an uptrend because we're making higher lows and higher highs. That's silver. SMH, all right, bullish and in an uptrend right here. Price action looking like higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap or a bullish cross over the 17, top of quadrant 4. That's bullish up there on SMH and in an uptrend. Okay, look at all the green dots. Definitely bullish. See all the green dots? Okay, let's take a look at XLK. Technology challenging the all-time highs right there. Price action bullish up at the top of quadrant 4. See all the green dots? It's in an uptrend. It's up over the prior all-time high. Okay, bullish and in an uptrend up at the top of quadrant 4. XLK. Let's take a look at IYT. IYT move up over to the right. All right, this price action is bullish in the upper third, up over all-time high anchored VWAP. That's a pink line. Price action, you can see bullish. All right, creating this a launch pad, a move up over to the right, and then a launch up here, and now we're consolidating again, holding that higher ground. Okay, we're in the upper third up here, so that makes us bullish, and you can see it's made a series of higher lows. Here's a low, got a higher lows, okay, and higher highs. It's high, high, higher high, okay? So we haven't made any lower lows, so it's still in an uptrend. Transports. East Coast cooler weather hurting natural gas. I don't know about cooler weather, not in Florida, but there probably is some around up and down the East Coast. But that's it. Yeah. All right, so that's it for me for today. I'll see you guys all tomorrow at 8 o'clock. All right, we'll do it again. See what we get for a breakout tomorrow. We'll see. All right, thank you. Everybody have a beautiful evening.